Welcome to Starengu's podcast. I'm your host, Tosha Johnson. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our podcast. And I want to take a moment to let you know why I started this podcast in the first place. And so in case you're wondering, what in the world is Starengu? So Starengu is actually a blog that I started. And the reason I started this blog is because I wanted to finally take a moment to invest in myself. I've been in the marketing arena for 14 years, and I've always supported large companies' marketing endeavors. So I've always been kind of involved in marketing, not kind of, but involved in marketing from a corporate standpoint. And so I am very passionate about digital marketing and technology and productivity and all of those things. And so I decided to start a blog that allowed me to really hone in on my skills and to share my knowledge and expertise with other people. And I really am a creative person by nature, guys. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to start my blog, because I really wanted to continue to invest in myself. Here's the thing, guys. A lot of these companies out there will lay you off without any notice, which is basically what happened to me. But it's okay, because while I was working my 9 to 5, I decided to start Starengu. And so again, I decided to invest in myself, and I started my own blog that allowed me the ability to take on different projects and to talk about different topics and subjects that I didn't necessarily get a chance to do in my 9 to 5. So that said, I want you guys to think about the same thing. Regardless of what your profession is, you don't have to be constrained into that particular, profession. Okay. Your degree does not define your potential. And so if you're interested in website designing, but your background is an English teacher, there's nothing wrong with that. Start a blog that allows you the ability to see how much you've progressed in your desire to learn more about website design. And again, guys, I want to let you know, one of the main reasons why I started this blog too is because I wanted to help other people create their own outlet. Some people allow technology to scare them. Some people are afraid of, the design piece. And just an FYI, I'm not here trying to sell you anything, but I do have a free blogging course available. And I also have different courses that will help you get up to speed in your desire to create your own blog. So if you get a chance, check that out. But again, my desire is to make sure everyone has that opportunity or feels inspired after listening to this podcast to start their own blog. I decided to start this podcast because I really do enjoy podcasts, guys. I am a podcast junkie. I love listening to different people's journeys. And sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, I wish they would have asked them this question or this question, And so I thought to myself, why don't you start your own podcast? There's so many different bloggers that I follow, and so many of them have interesting stories. And unfortunately, I've just never actually seen these bloggers get the attention that they deserve, Not quite sure why that's the case, but it doesn't matter because they're getting that chance on this podcast. Again, my desire is to highlight the journey of bloggers in order to inspire more people to start. And so I'm going to have a mix of bloggers, guys. There's going to be quite a few folks that you may or may not know. And that's great because I want to be able to introduce you to these people, because the lineup that I have is so interesting. And I think you guys are going to agree as well. But most importantly, I want this podcast to inspire you to start your own blog. Do not allow yourself to just rely on your 9 to 5, because let's be honest, guys, if your 9 to 5 is not that fulfilling, and let's say, that they decide to lay you off, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I'm not saying that you have to start your blog as a plan B for additional income, but what I'm telling you is View your blog as an opportunity to invest in yourself. If there's something that you've always wanted to do and you're not able to do so on your 9 to 5, then take the time after work, take your lunchtime, take the evenings or your weekends, and really look into, how can I make my life more fulfilling? You know, what are other passions that I have yet to tap into? And that is why you should start your blog. Start your blog from the standpoint of, you know what? I want to be able to see my progress from point A to point B. If nothing else, you know, start it for that very reason. And I guarantee you it's going to morph into something a lot bigger than what you may have anticipated. Long story short, I actually started this blog while I was working my 9 to 5. And I did it because, again, to be quite honest with you, I enjoyed my job, but I really wanted to have a little bit more of a challenge. And I wanted to be able to really share my expertise with other people. And I'm not going to lie, you know, making a little additional income is not too shabby either. But again, if that's your main idea of why you want to start a blog, then, you know, you might as well stop now, because I hate to break it to you, the ones that are like bringing over six figures, very, very rare, in my opinion, for that to really be the case for bloggers, especially if you're working a 9 to 5 or, you know, if you're not as invested into learning more about the different additional ways that you can monetize your blog, then I hate to break it to you, that might not be the case for you guys. But I personally believe, regardless of the fact of whether you're able to monetize your blog or not, and you can, guys, don't get me wrong, you can monetize your blog. Yes, you can. But that should not be the sole purpose for blogging. The sole purpose, in my opinion, is so you can really allow yourself an opportunity to have a creative outlet and to help other people. It's corny. If that sounds corny, so be it. And I'm sure it may sound corny, but honestly, that's the main reason why I decided to start blogging, because I would always get asked questions by people. And if you find yourself repeating the same thing, you definitely need to start your own blog. If you find yourself, you know, wondering, man, I wonder if this could help out other people, I guarantee you it could. You may not think this, guys, but you possess a wealth of knowledge that other people are just waiting to tap into. Now, I'm not saying you have to give away everything for free, but have a balance, okay? But you'll never know what that balance is if you don't start. So I really want to start this podcast in order to encourage you to start your own blog. And again, please do not allow the tech or anything like that to get in the way of your desire to start your own blog. I do have a free blogging course that you can find on my blog, of course, and additional courses that could help you out from a tech standpoint. But regardless, guys, you just got to get started. I mean, Nike had it best. Just do it. You are not going to regret the journey that blogging will allow you to go on. I've met some amazing people that I have yet to meet in real life, but yet we've met through social media. And I've even gotten to know some a little bit better by interviewing them for this podcast. So I really hope that today's podcast has inspired you to start your own. But even more so, I just want to get you ready for the next couple of podcasts that are going to be coming down the pipeline, because very, very interesting folks, guys, that I feel so many more people need to be introduced to. And I'm confident that they are going to inspire you. Huge thanks to those of you listening to today's podcast. Remember, if you're everything to everyone, then you risk being no one. Creating your blog is the first step to investing in yourself and allows you the ability to connect with other people. You never know who you may inspire. See you in the next podcast.